Welcome to Linkernicity, where your journey and destiny link. I'm Stacy Kumagai, your linkologist, and I'm here to help you link your life. How are you, lovely souls? How are you doing? I hope that you are continuing to stay healthy and safe and in balance as we continue to go through the rest of this year. And I'm hoping you're finding some moments where you can enjoy, find moments of peace, and thrive. Today, we are going to be discussing linking our energies to the summer solstice energy momentum by working with shadow and light energy. So, first, I want to acknowledge the northern hemisphere. We are experiencing summer, and southern hemisphere, for those of you there, you may be experiencing the same energies even though you're not in your summer season. So, the universal energy is collective. And this is why today we are going to be working with this energy in order to prepare for summer solstice. So let's address this first. What is summer solstice? It is the longest day of the year, and it falls annually between June 20th and June 22nd every single calendar year. So aside from this day being the longest day of the year, there's something key that's happening in the planetary system. So even though those of you in the southern hemisphere who are not experiencing summer, you're going to feel the energy as well. And this is why we're addressing this energy today. Earth's planet orbit reaches the point where the North Pole is at its most inclined toward the sun. So what does that mean? It means that the Earth is exactly over the Tropic of Cancer at this moment. And the result for all of us, collectively, humanity-wise, we have the longest day of the year when the sun goes the farthest in terms of the sky, gaining momentum around the summer solstice period. So you're like, okay, so that's nice. What does it mean for me, right? What it means for you is energetically, we're feeling a shift. And we feel the light during this time. So if you're in the northern hemisphere, we're celebrating summer celebrations that take place to dance in this light. And if you're in the southern hemisphere, you may be experiencing some of your shadow energies that are coming into the light. And collectively, it's both in contrast, shadow and light energy on purpose. And it's the halfway point through the year. And it's kind of like doing a personal inventory, a spiritual inventory, mind, body, soul, spirit, health, well-being inventory. As you know, we've taken on the first 6 months of the calendar year. So it's kind of perfect timing. It's kind of like how in December we experience the winter solstice. Again, another 6-month period, right? So it's a check-in point with who we are, what we're feeling, what we're thinking, how we're acting, what we're releasing, what we're absorbing and taking on, and how we're working with what we're experiencing. And that's, in a general sense, for the entire globe, why we need to actually talk about this energy, because the more that we understand it and talk about it, we can work with it better. And that's the whole point of today's Healing Time Out. So as you dance in this light, remember that, like all light, light brings forth with it truth. It reveals and allows us to embrace and confront the shadow energy humanity has been avoiding dealing with. And in the brightest light, it's really, really hard to sweep things under the rug or procrastinate. It means that we have a great opportunity to deal with the things that we must do. So basically, summer solstice is like, it's now or never. The clock is ticking. If you've been procrastinating doing something, I mean, whether it's huge, or if it's even mundane tasks, like maybe you haven't cleaned out your garage or whatever it is, or maybe you haven't addressed certain issues that you've said, I'll deal with it later. Well, now's the time. We're being called on. It's being brought out to the light. Now's the time to deal with these energies. So it's the brightest light of the summer solstice to show you what your human has been avoiding dealing with or backshelf due to your busyness or avoidance. So the longest day of the year is here. And when you think you don't have enough time, we're actually presented with the longest day of the year to say, ah, oh, no, yes, you do. And it's time to get to it. So that's how we're going to work with this energy today. We're going to look at it and examine it and lay it all out there so we can find ways to address some of the things that we don't talk about on a daily basis. I mean, you're going about your routine, right? You're going about doing your daily take on of the day, your long laundry list of the things that you've got to do every day to show up as a human in this working world. Lots of times we don't make that space or time unless you consciously do it and designate time to do it, whether it's to rest, to rehydrate, to replenish and nourish yourself, to take a break, to really feel your feelings, to think about things, to make a plan. I mean, there's a lot, right? There's a lot that is in our human daily existence. So this is where we get our key opportunity to avoid the procrastination. And it's here we also can put a spotlight on the things we still need to work with. So shadow and light energy, let's talk about that for a minute. Shadow and light energy work together. You can't have one without the other, right? In order to create a shadow, you need the light to bring it into the light, and vice versa. So it's like looking at how there's no better time for you to actually work with that shadow energy. So if you think you can outrun your shadow, I'm here to remind you, you cannot. Try it. I challenge you to try it. Try to outrun your shadow on the brightest day, and you can't do it. Your shadow's always with you, right? That doesn't mean that you will always carry with you your baggage or your dark stuff. That just means you need to resolve it and make friends with it and heal it. And so the shadow is always going to be with you throughout your lifetime in earthly human existence, so you can remember the energy that you want to be in. That's why it's there. And it's also to give you a place of gratitude. So when you acknowledge your shadow and say, you know what, I don't like this about myself. I hate that I procrastinate, or I hate that I don't make enough time to recover and re-energize myself. I hate that I work too much, or I hate that I blah, 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 fill in the blank, whatever your thing is, right? But this is where we can say, thank you, shadow. Thank you for showing me what I must work on. Thank you for showing me that there is light to help me see this through so I can find my way to brighter light. Think about that for a second. Think about how whatever obstacle or challenge you are going through in this moment, whether it's your darkest moment, whether you're experiencing grief, whether you're experiencing pain, whether you're experiencing a loss, whether you're experiencing a tough situation in your life, challenging, whatever it is that is in your path right now. You can actually be grateful for the shadow because it reminds you that, yeah, this is here for you now to learn something, grow from something, and see your way through to be proactive to make the change toward the light of what you desire and what you really, really want. So know that seeing for yourself, you're actually appreciating your shadow in order to get you to your point of highest, greatest good. The universe always wants you to live your best life. And it's showing you a reminder with the shadow to eliminate the energy you don't need anymore. It's showing you the shadow to let go of the stuff that's weighing you down. It's here to show you that if you're feeling something on the defensive, maybe that's for a reason, so you can heal that, so you can look at everything through the eyes of loving light and compassion. That's what it's for. Or maybe it's showing you a wound you need to heal. That's what this is for. It's for a examination and a self-reflection, introspection. It's here so you can get rid of the negative energy or the shadow work, instead of saying, oh, I'll deal with that next year. Oh, I'll deal with that next year. Well, guess what? Summer solstice comes around every single year, whether we want it to or not, for the reason like it's here's your chance, here's your chance, here's your chance. It's like missing ships or missing your plane or missing an opportunity to address it. So it comes around at the halfway point to do a check-in, to say, hey, remember how optimistic you were January 1st? You know, what have you forgotten? What goal or plan or thing did you put forth saying that you intended to do something and you haven't done it yet, or you haven't followed through on that, or you let yourself go? That's like, okay, forgive yourself for being lazy or procrastinating. You have an opportunity to reshape this how you want to now. So let's get back to it. You know, maybe you put forth a list of goals like, you know, by this time, you know, next year, I want to be here. And you haven't done anything to take the steps to do that, right? So now's your chance. Instead, we can look at the summer solstice as a way to say, hey, thank you. Thank you for reminding me I got so busy, or whatever your excuse is. The point is, in the light, there can be no room for excuses anymore. The light is here. Your halfway point is here. So this time next year, are you going to be in the same place, or are you going to be in a different place? This is your chance to address it and go, I see it. Therefore, I can resolve it. And that's what this is for. So don't allow yourself to get overwhelmed by feeling uncomfortable. We can make friends with that too. Did you know that? Instead, we can look at this and say, hey, I realize that if I work through what is uncomfortable, I'm actually making my way toward feeling better and becoming more comfortable, because I've released the negative energy that's not serving me. I've tackled a goal that I set out for myself, and I love myself enough to do this now. I care enough about my own well-being, finding inner peace, finding more time, whatever it is your thing is, that you can actually look at feeling uncomfortable as a resolving way to dissolve what obstacle you've put in your way. And if we look at it from that light, we're actually recognizing in the light who we truly are. We're finding our true inner peaceful moment. And then we're realizing, wow, it's possible to enjoy our own journey. And this is where the light can also show you something else. You're not supposed to compare your journey to anybody else's, because only you can live it. Only you can experience it. Only you can call in the lessons that you want to learn. Only you can grow, because you're making the proactive choice to grow from whatever lessons you've been given on your plate that you've called in on purpose because you wanted to experience that. So this is, again, where we make friends with that shadow energy. This is where we look at the discomfort as a means to give us a huge push out of our comfort zone, to realize that that big push is on purpose, so we can actually get to the place that we truly desire in our mind's eye, in our soul's knowing, and in our heart's truth. Shadow work is to contrast light. We can't have one without the other, right? So as we embrace this longest day of the year, we can sit in the energy that gets us into a measurable place of progress energy, where we can actually feel it for ourselves. And we can feel the warmth of the light. And the more we work through the shadow sides, the more light we actually feel. Because we're moving the shadow out of the way. Because we're dealing with it instead of running from it, escaping it, denying it, shelving it, etc., right? So part of this healing timeout is now we're getting to the work. How can we best work with this energy, lovely souls? How can we best work with this energy? We can feel grateful for the fact that we can learn, feel, see, and experience everything as we transition through the energy. So here are some journal prompts. You can pause the video, go get your paper, pen, whatever you need. Here's some journal prompts for you to use during your summer solstice. Go ahead and go get your paper and pen now. And I will give you an opportunity to write down these journal prompts. Okay, journal prompt number 1. Let's examine the shadow energy first and acknowledge it. Answer this question. What are you feeling as you recognize your own shadow work? And what goal are you going to set forth today to proactively change or address it in this moment? What are you feeling as you recognize your shadow energy? And what are you proactively going to do to address it or change it in this moment? What's your plan? How do you plan to heal and overcome this? How do you plan to prioritize rather than procrastinate? How are you going to prioritize instead of procrastinate? Answer the question. That's your journal prompt. Be honest with yourself. How are you going to prioritize instead of procrastinate? Are you going to set up a schedule? Are you going to create a to-do list so you can feel really happy with yourself as you cross off everything? How are you going to prioritize rather than procrastinate? Are you going to catch yourself when you're doing something you shouldn't be doing instead of doing what you should be doing? Are you going to be gentle with yourself? Or are you going to give yourself some tough love? What's your answer? What's your solution? How do you know your best way of dealing with who you are and what your bad habits are? What's your answer to that? That's how we address the shadow. Journal prompt number 2. As you feel the light of the longest day of the year, what optimism do you feel? It's important to acknowledge that. If you say you don't feel anything, then that's part of your shadow. If you say you feel something and you look at that on paper, that's something you need to acknowledge. Whether you need to celebrate it or fix it or change it, acknowledge it, love it, forgive it, right? So what do you feel? What optimism do you feel? And if you don't feel optimism, what shadow part do you need to work on? Think about how you can use the most energy of the longest day of the year to move yourself forward. Where do you want to go next? Do you want to stop wasting your energy on bad habits that don't serve you? Do you want to tackle your goals, your bucket list? Do you want to clear out your space, have more room? Do you want to let go of things that you don't need anymore? Do you want to invite new energy in? Where do you want to go next? What do you seek? Again, be honest with your answer. Because as you look at what you've procrastinated on, you're going to see clearly with your own eyes, in your own writing, with your own journal prompt, you're going to see very clearly what it is you are deliberately denying yourself of. And then the bigger question is why? Why are you denying yourself of where you want to go to next? Why are you denying yourself of what it is you seek? Why? Is it fear? Is it anxiety? Is it the idea that you may sabotage it? Is it a feeling that you're not worth it? What is it? What's your truth? Summer solstice is all about examining this in the light to actually get to your truth. So what's your truth on that answer? Think about that. I know I can see the wheels turning in your brain right now. But this is your time. Do your journaling, after we're done with this healing timeout. Do explore that further. Okay. And this is the last journal prompt. Journal prompt number 3. After the longest day of summer is over, or, your season in the Southern Hemisphere, the opposite season, how do you plan to sustain the momentum of the energy you gained? How do you plan to sustain the momentum of the energy you gained? How do you plan to sustain the momentum of the energy you gained? What will you do for yourself and for others to thrive in the energy that you just acquired? How will you keep yourself accountable and stay on track? And what can you actually proactively do to improve upon your daily energy going forward so it will serve you better? What can you do? Can you get more sleep? More rest? Can you perhaps organize your time better? Can you start to acknowledge where you waste energy and time? Can you acknowledge what it is you're doing right so it gives you the energy and momentum to keep moving forward? This is important as well, because sustaining it for yourself is key. So for some of you, that may mean that you just want to make sure you get outside every day. For some of you, this may mean, oh, well, you need to actually compartmentalize your life schedule so you can address all the things that you need to address. For some of you, that may be decluttering your environment so you can have more clarity in your mind. For some of you, that may be actually reaching out for help or asking for clarity from your guides. It may also be a way for you to actually give yourself a designated amount of time, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes a day, where you just think, contemplate, acknowledge, and feel. And I know for a lot of you, you may not do that. Maybe you'll do it while you're driving or taking public transportation, or maybe you'll do it as you're having your morning coffee or whatever, or maybe you'll do it at the end of the day when you just kick off your shoes and relax. And some of you don't even do it until you actually lay your head on the pillow at night, where you say, okay, I can decompress. Whatever that is, be mindful of how you're going to sustain the momentum of energy that you just acquired from the clearing. It's really important, lovely souls. It's key to your well-being. It's key to your acknowledgement of how you use this energy. So we're going to finish this healing time out with some breathing exercises and some affirmations. So let's get to it today. Okay, let's do this. Okay, we're going to take 4 deep breaths. And for each one I give you, it's going to acknowledge a part of your well-being, and we're going to do an affirmation that we'll repeat together, okay? So this deep breath is for your mind. So deep breath in, deep breath out. Picture in your mind's eye, which is the space between your eyebrows, picture clearly a clear mind that's open to acknowledging something new within yourself. And say, I clear my mind to acknowledge new energy. I declutter my mind to free myself. Yeah. Think about that for a second. Picture your clear mind being receptive to new insights. It's really key for this. And focus that energy there. Second breath. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. This one is for your body, your physical being. As you feel your energy coming out of the top of your head and energy coming through the bottoms of the soles of your feet, acknowledge the energy in your body with this affirmation. I acknowledge my body is my vessel to move me forward. I acknowledge my body is my vessel to move me forward. Feel the energy. Feel light radiating through your body. And be very thoughtful, mindful, caring, and loving towards your physical vessel, because it's the only one you got. Your soul made a choice to enter your vessel, and you have to take care of it, especially rest. Okay, you need to do that because we're not machines. Okay, we're humans. We asked for the human experience, right? And our soul knows this, so it chose our human vessel for purpose. So be kind to your vessel and give your vessel what it needs. Do you need to drink more water? Do you need to rest more? Do you need more movement? Do you need to pay attention to some key areas where you've had past injuries? Think about your human vessel and take in that energy. Now, third breath. This one is for the shadow work. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Thank you, shadow, for showing me what's possible to step into the light. Thank you, shadow, for showing what's possible for me to step into the light. Thank you, shadow, for showing me what's possible to step into the light. I realize your purpose. I see your purpose. Embrace your shadow side. Realize it's here to be your teacher. It's here to be your teacher. So instead of resenting it or manifesting more negative energy toward it, you got to knock that off. You have to be appreciative of what it's showing you and then say thank you and take the lesson and move yourself forward into the light. So that deep breath is for that. Fourth breath, let's take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. This one's for the light. We are dancing in the light energy. Feel the light energy all around you. It's around you all the time. Take this light energy and acknowledge for yourself the light that is within and say, thank you, light, for showing me where I need to be. Thank you, light, for showing me where I need to be. I embrace you. Feel the energy of the light surrounding you and know that that energy is around you all the time. It's easy for you to access. Your choice. So, lovely souls, as we acknowledge today the shadow and the light energy, as we acknowledge the ways that we link to summer solstice energy momentum, as we acknowledge today how we work with this summer solstice, longest day of the year energy, we have a very key opportunity to reset, reboot, replenish, refortify, and let ourselves resurface into our more authentic, truer selves, utilizing the energy of the shadow and light purposefully to work with it to heal, repair, fix, and redirect and repurpose our existence for the highest, greatest good in the most positive way. And I'm hoping that today's healing timeout will give you, at least for this 30-minute healing timeout, the time for yourself, that you made this appointment with yourself to acknowledge this as a gift that you're giving yourself to redirect your course in the way that you want it to go toward the light energy that you know is going to serve you better. And I'm hoping that you receive that, knowing that I'm sending this to you with positive energy, light, and love. I'm Stacey Kumagai, your Linkologist, here to help you link your life. Be sure to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Linkernicity, blogspot.com. And if you need some really serious work in improving upon your communications in your mind's eye to yourself, from your higher consciousness self, from your subconscious to your unconscious self, back to your human self, to replenish, refortify, and redirect your own personal path, customized for your journey, go to Linkernicity.com and I can help you with a custom session. I do 30-minute evaluations for free, so we can evaluate where you are, so we can help you course correct before you take on your 1 hour, 90-minute session with me. And whatever it is you need, whether it's dream interpretation for these crazy times where you're having bizarre dreams, you want to know what they mean. If you want a chakra balancing head to toe, I can help you do that and help you see how to utilize your own energy work through your communications as you link to your own momentum from summer solstice and beyond. I'm sending you light and love, lovely souls. Be gentle with yourself, be gentle with others, and I hope you have a celebratory summer solstice energy period as you embrace your shadow and find your way into the light. Namaste.